In my last video, I showed you an AI bot that responds to customers on WhatsApp, books an appointment for them, and logs everything in a CRM. Today, I'm going to show you how I built everything from the ground up so you can set it up yourself. So if you haven't seen the previous video, I'm going to link it to this video, so check it out. So if you don't know me, my name is Neka, co-founder Orchestrix. Together with my co-founder Pike, we build AI automation and web products for businesses. So stick around as I show you how to set this up step by step. Before we start building, we need 5 things. And these 5 things are: number 1, we need our Meta account. This is where we are going to be creating our app that connects our WhatsApp to our bot. And to get here, you need to go to developers.facebook.com, and this is where we're going to create our app. The second thing we need is our VS Code. This VS Code is where we are going to be hosting our cloud code. So to get your VS Code account, all you need to do is go to code.visualstudio.com, and it's going to bring you to this interface where you can download your VS Code Studio. So I already have this installed, so I'm not going to do it again. And the third thing we need is our Cloud API key. So our Cloud API key, remember, our bot needs a brain. So this is what gives our bot a brain. So we need our Cloud API key. So all you need to do to get your Cloud API key is to go to platform.cloud.com. You need credits in your Cloud API key. So you need to sign up for Cloud, get your API key, and you have to add top credits in there. So I have credits in my Cloud API key. So the fourth thing we need is our Airtable. Our Airtable is going to be our CRM. So this is where our bot is going to log in the leads. So you need to sign up for Airtable. So sign up for Airtable, then create a table. First, you need to create a base, then create your table, and your table is set up. So your table can be customized according to exactly what you want. So in this case, we have our name, the phone, the interest, the address, the problem, the window, the emergency, the stage, and the source. So you can customize it to however you want it to be. For now, this is what I want. And last thing we need is our Python. So I already have Python downloaded in my laptop. So to get your Python, you need to go to python.org. This is where you're going to download your Python from. So when you download this is going to be installed in your laptop. So now let's go into, first of all, setting up our Meta, our app. Let's create our app first of all in Meta. So we go to our developers.facebook.com. When you come to this place, so if you don't have an app before, it's going to have to ask you to sign up. So you're going to sign up for it. I already created that app before, so this is why I have this interface. So all I need to do is go to this My Apps. So when you come to My Apps, if you don't have an app here, you have the option of creating an app. When you create your app, you just follow the steps. So let me go ahead and create an app. I'm not going to create a full app because I already have a working app. So click on create an app. So you're going to name your app and you just follow the use case. So when you name your app here, you name it whatever you want to name it. It doesn't have to be a strict name. Just name it something because you need that. Then you give it a use case. So let me just name it something, test. Then the next will be your use case. So in this case, your use case will be to connect with customers through WhatsApp. So you click on this and you go to the next. Then the next is for you to choose the business portfolio you want to connect with. So I have multiple business portfolio here. So I'm going to choose this one here because I already have this verified. You need a verified portfolio, business portfolio. So I'm going to pick this and go to the next. So you can see mine is already verified. My app is already reviewed. These are the things you require to be able to actually launch your app, to publish your app. So I don't want to go to next. I don't want to create this app. So I'm just going to cancel that and go back to the app I already created. So before I move out of here, I want to be very clear. You need your business verified. That's your business portfolio verified. You need your assets verified. You need your app reviewed and submitted and verified too as well. So I already have this in my portfolio. So I'm going to go to the next. I'm just going to cancel this and go straight into my working app already, so I can just walk you through everything that I have there. So this is my app here. Just click on it. So this is my working app here already. This app is working and set up, and I already have this published. And to get your app published, it takes a very long step. So that I'm not going to go through that now. So if you need to know how to get your app reviewed, there are videos online for that. So you go through those videos and see how to get your apps approved. Or if you like me to make a video on how to get your app approved, just drop a comment in the comment section that I'm going to go through that. So first, when you have your app reviewed and submitted and your business already verified, so mine is already verified. So we're going to go to use case. So customize our use case. This is our use case. When you click on that customize, it's going to bring you to this use case. So then WhatsApp is going to give you a free test number, a phone number ID, a WhatsApp business account ID, and you will generate your token here. This token is what we're going to use in our chatbots, in building our chatbot. So you generate your token here, but note that this token you're generating here is temporal. So if you want a permanent token, that is done in a different way. But for this use case, we're going to use the temporal one. So this is the test number WhatsApp is going to give you. You can't change this. For this test number, you can't change it. But if you want to add a permanent number, you can actually do that. So all you need to do is go through the same process where you want to get your permanent phone number. So you go through that process. So that process, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to have to use this test number for now. And so that you'll be able to receive message from WhatsApp, you will need to add your number here. So you can see this is my own number here. I've added my number to the list. To add your number here, you have to click on manage phone list. This is where you're going to add your own number that you can use to actually test out this bot. So click on add manage phone list, add your phone number here. Meta is going to send you a code that you're going to have to type in. You're going to type in the code and match it and have that verified. So that's it for this part here. So get your phone number, get your token, generate your token here. I don't need to generate that because I already have a permanent token too as well. So if you need me to show you how to do that, to drop a comment in the comment section. So I'm going to create another video on how to do that. So grab your ID, and we go on to the next part. So the next part, what I'm going to show you, the next one I'm going to show you now is how we build our bot. So now we're going to go directly into VS Studio Code. That is where we are building our bots. So here is our VS Studio Code. Now to start up with this, to start up building in your VS Studio Code, you need your Cloud Code installed. And if you don't have Cloud Code installed in your VS Code already, you need to go to extensions. So when you get to extensions, you just search for Cloud Code. Make sure you're getting the one verified by Entropic. So this is mine. I already have that installed. So we are just going to go into building. Now to get building, I'm going to start by importing our folder. So when you're building with Cloud Code, you must use a folder. So it can't work without a folder. And to create a folder, so when you come to your VS Studio Code, you see this folder icon here. You just click on it, and so this is the previous one I was working on. So we're just going to go ahead and look for open folder. So click on that, and then here you can see the folders you have. So these folders here are where you're going to be building in. So if you don't have a folder you're going to build in, all you need to do is create a new folder. So I already have my folder. I'm just going to look for my folder here. So this is our folder here. I already have this. I'm going to select my folder, and this is going to open up our folder here. So I have my folder here now. So this is where we are going to be building in. So click on this icon here. So this is our Cloud Code icon. So I'm going to cancel this and have this open. So now we have our folder. If you notice, I already have some stuff in my folder already. So one trick I usually use and you can actually use that too as well. So in building this, you can see that I already have my knowledge base here too as well. This knowledge base, I actually asked an AI to create this knowledge base for me. So this is my knowledge base here. These are everything I have in my knowledge base. I already have my system prompts.nd. So I asked AI to write this for me, and I was able to import it into my folder too as well. And this is my Python tool. So AI wrote this for me. I don't know Python. So AI wrote this for me, and I was able to put that in my folder. So if you don't know how to prompt your AI well, you're not going to be able to set this up the exact way that I've been able to set it, including getting tool my AI to write my Python code for my tools. If you watch the previous video when I talked about the tools, where the tools is this tool py here is where we have our tools that does everything for us, that does the check availability, the book appointment, the log CRM, and everything we need. What does that for us? We have our system prompts, and this one is our engine that connects our bots, our WhatsApp to our bots. So this here is our engine. So this tool here was written by an AI for me. I just told it what I wanted and it wrote that for me, and I was able to import it into my folder. And this here is our env file. This our env file. This is where we are able to save our token. So your Entropic API key, this is where you're going to save it, your model, your WhatsApp token. So the token that you generated from a Meta, this is where you're going to save it. Your WhatsApp phone number ID, this is where you're going to save it. So this verified token here is something you just create. It's not something that has to be very specific. It is required for your bot. This, your WhatsApp bot is going to verify it in Meta. So this is something you can create. It can be anything, but it has to match exactly what you set up in Meta. So what you put here must match exactly what you set up in Meta, but you have to remember what you generated. So here, this is something WhatsApp gives you too as well. That's what Meta gives you. This your Airtable token here is what you generate from Airtable. So let's go back to Airtable so I can show you how to generate your Airtable token and where to get your base ID and your table name. So you have your table name already. So this is our Airtable here. This is our Airtable account here. So to get your base ID, so you can see where this app starts from and where this slash ends. So when you copy this, then you have your base ID. This is your base ID here. And your table name, this is your table name here. Here is your table name. So your table name can be whatever you want it to be. In name and what you have here, this is exactly, so it has to be the same case. If you're using uppercase on Airtable, it has to be uppercase in your env file. So please note that. Now to get your Airtable token, all you need to do is go to your Builders Hub, click on Builders Hub here. So when you get to Builders Hub here, you're going to see this personal access token. You can create your token here. This is where you create your token. So when you click on this, you can name your token, what you want to name it. So you add your resources, so you can say all current or future basis. Then the scope is very important. You select all the scopes you want it to have access to. So you click on this. When you generate click on all the scopes. So I usually just select all the scopes. Then when you select that, you just click on create token. You're going to have your token. So I'm not going to do that because I already have my token set up in my MB file. So this is my token. So when you get your token, you put that here. When you get your Airtable based ID, you put it here. Your table name, you put it here. For your token, you put it here. Your WhatsApp ID, phone number ID, this is where you put it. Then your verified token, this is where you put it to here. Your Entropic API key, this is where you put it. Your cloud model, the model you want your chatbot to use, this is where you put it. So it can be any of the model, even up to the highest model. But remember, the latest model you use, the more your bot charges for it. So I use the Sonnet 5 because it works very well and it's spends less credit. So that's why I use this and it works perfectly for me. So when you put your env file here, then let's say, for example, you deploy your bot to the web or you deploy it to GitHub, nobody is going to have access to this token. So that is why it is recommended you put it in this env file. So I'm going to exit out of here. Now let's start our chatbot. So remember again, when I mentioned that you need your Python tool, that is very important. Remember, our bot is working with 2 Python files here. So there are 2 Python here. So without you installing your Python, it is not going to work. So now to activate or to check your Python model, now we have to go to the terminal. So click on new terminal here. This is going to open up. So now I've created a document where I put all the script that I'm going to be using, all the commands I'm going to be using for this tutorial. So exit out of here, we go to our commands here. So first, now we want to check our Python version. So that's why I'm going to grab this command here, copy it, then we go back to our VS Code. So place this, click on enter. So this is my Python version. You can see that my Python is installed here. So the next one now we're going to do is now, if you don't have a Cloudflare tunnel, you will have to install your Cloudflare tunnel, but I already have this installed, so I am not going to do this again. Now the next thing is to create our visual environment. So I'm going to copy this. This visual environment is per folder. So even though I have done this in my previous video and in my previous folder, I will have to do it again because this is another folder. So you know that. But for your Cloudflare, you need to only install it once and done. So I'm going to share this document in the comments, in the description, so you can have this. And if you want to install your Cloudflare, all you need to do is just to copy this command here and paste it in the thumbnail. Then it's going to help you install your Cloudflare tunnel. But I have done that before, so I'm not going to do it again. So I'll copy this to create our visual environment. Then go back to our Visual Code Studio, paste this, click this. So our visual environment is created. So let's pick the second one. So now we're going to install our project dependency. So now we're going to grab this to create our project dependency. So make sure you're copying up to the last part here. You see this where this dot begins. So make sure you're copying everything you see here. Please do not skip anyone. Let's go ahead now and paste this. Click on enter. So it's creating our dependency now. Everything, you're going to see everything in our folder here. So let's give it a moment to do this. So you can see all the things it's creating. So when we see install successful, we'll know that this is successful. So we'll give it a moment to complete. So we're going to start our bot immediately. This is successful. So if you see it here, you can see successfully installed. So now we can start our bot. So let's grab our command so we can start our bot. Now to do that, we'll have to click start another terminal. So exit the previous one and start another terminal. So let's go ahead and start our bots. So make sure you're copying everything you see here, all this command. So again, if you need to write all this, I'm not a script expert. I had AI to help me write this. But before it did this, I was able to prompt it very well to be able to achieve success. So I'm going to copy this now to start our bots. Go ahead, paste this. You say paste. You can see our UVCon is running and our application startup is complete. That means this, our engine here, our overall app engine is alive and ready to receive us. So the next one here is that we want to start up our Cloudflare tunnel. So all we need to do here is grab this. Remember, I told you that my laptop does not have access to the web. And to get access to that web, we needed to create a Cloudflare tunnel. And the Cloudflare gave us access to the public web server. So this allows WhatsApp and our laptop to communicate. So to do that, to bring that alive, to create that web server, all we need to do, remember, before you're able to add this prompt, you must install your Cloudflare account first of all. I mentioned that here when I talked about this install here. So we'll grab this now to give our laptop access to the web. So to do that, I'll have to open another terminal. I'll paste this here and click on enter. So I'm just going to add that again and click on enter. So this is done. So let me see to verify that. So to know if this is done, it should give us a web address. So let me look for our web address. So this is our web address. This is the web address it has given to us. And this is what we are going to go to Meta. We're going to paste this web address in Meta, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So just going to copy this. Exit out of here, we go back to Meta. So now to actually add that URL to Meta, we click on this production setup. You click on this configure webhook. You open this, and this is where you're going to paste that URL here. So I already have my URL from my previous setup. So this is where you're going to paste that URL that Cloudflare gave us. You're going to paste it here. And at the end of the URL, you're going to add webhook. Going to add /webhook. So that URL that Cloudflare gives us is now going to be able to help us connect to the internet. So I am going to replace that. So we have our webhook pasted here. So remember, all you need to do when Cloudflare gives you a URL, you copy, paste it here, then you put a then your webhook, then your verify token. Remember when I talked about the verify token, it could be anything you set up. So when you have, but it must match exactly what is in your env file. So let me show you that again. So this is our env file. This is our WhatsApp verification token. So this is it here. Make sure it matches exactly what you have here. So if I grab this, I'll just grab this, then go back to Facebook, to Meta, and I'll paste it here. So I'll paste that here, then click on verify. Then our WhatsApp account now has access, the web access to our bots. So this here is complete. But there's one more thing I need to show you that makes this totally complete. So let me explain something again. Remember that this here just gives us temporary access to our bots. This is not feasible when you're doing this for a production setup. It is just for testing, because immediately we exit our terminal, our laptop, our bot no longer has access to the web. So this here is only visible for testing. So let's assume we want this for a production setup. What are we going to do? We have to use a software that gives us access, permanent access to the web. An example of that could be Railway. So if we're building this for a production setup, we're going to need a permanent web address. And we're going to use tools like Railway, Vercel, or anything that gives us permanent access to the web. So this is just for testing sake. But your verification token can be permanent. So when you put it in your env file, whatever you put here in your env file, so let's assume you want this for a production setup and you no longer want this verification token, or maybe it's already exposed to the web, all you need to do is change it here, but make sure whatever that you're putting here must match what is in your env file, because it is going to check when it's trying to access. It's going to check, is this verification token the same thing I have in my env file? And once it's not the same thing, it's going to run into an error. It is not going to work. So this here is just your password to the web. So make sure it matches. And here is just a temporary access to the website. So now let's go to something that we need to check to meet, because without checking this, there's not going to be any communication between our bot and Meta. So it's not going to receive our message and it's not going to send back. So here you have to subscribe to this message. Once you subscribe to it, then it now has access to our messaging. Another thing that gives our Meta access to forward the message to us, to our bots, is something called the Webber subscription. And that is something you must subscribe to if you want your WhatsApp to be able to send message to our bot, to forward the message we send from WhatsApp to our bot. You have to subscribe to this Webber subscription. This is something that is very important. So I have done this once, I can't do it again. This is a one and done something. So when you want to subscribe to it, you copy this, then go to your terminal, click on this plus button here, then you paste it and just click on enter. Then when you show successful, it means that it is connected. Then your bot now has the access to communicate with WhatsApp. It's going to forward the message, it's going to receive it once you've done that subscription. So now let's talk about the knowledge base again, but we talked about this in our previous video, but let me just talk about it briefly. So this is our knowledge base. Our knowledge base is what gives our bots knowledge about your business. So if you don't give your bot knowledge about your business, it's going to hallucinate a lot. So to avoid that, you give it a knowledge about your business. Every single thing you need it to understand about your business. So now this is our fictional business, Evergreen Comfort Heating and Air. This is our business here. This is about us. This is the service area we covered. These are the hours we offer. These are the services we offer. These are the brands we work for. This is the pricing guideline. So we give our bot a knowledge that it should not give a fixed price, that it should give a range. And that's exactly what it's going to do when we're chatting with it. Every knowledge you want it to know about your business, the booking policy, every single thing. So if your business does not offer refund, you add it to the knowledge base. If your business is for a specific set of people, you name it in your business. So it just every single thing you want your bot to know about your business, you state it in your knowledge base. Then it's going to have knowledge, every single knowledge about your business. Then when someone is chatting with your chatbot, because it has that knowledge, then it's going to answer like an actual human being is actually having a conversation with that person. So make sure your knowledge base is as detailed as possible. Now, I had AI write this knowledge base for me, but I actually gave it the knowledge I wanted to have about this particular business. So it was then able to draft this knowledge base perfectly for me. So if you don't know how to craft your knowledge base, just give your AI everything you wanted to know about your business. It could be ChatGPT, it could be Cloud, it could be Gemini. So just give it everything you wanted to know. You can give it a document about your business. Then it's going to create your knowledge base. Make sure it's in an ND file because that's the only way you can put this and that's the only way you can have it here. So it should be in a markdown format. Our system prompts. The system prompts is just the rules and regulation we are giving our bots, just the rules about your business. So how do you want the bot to respond? Do you want the bot to be warm, clear, quick? How exactly do you want the bot to behave? So this is where you put the system prompt. You're telling and you're going to give it an instruction on what it is. So these are just the hard rules. Everything the bot needs to follow, the rules, the guidelines it needs to follow. These are what the system prompt is all about. So then we have our tool.py. Now this here is what gives our bots access to tools, like tools, the things it can actually perform for us. Should it book an appointment for us? Should it check availability for us? What exactly do we want our bots to have access to do for us? That is where we create our tools. And these are the tools that this bot has access to and what it can do for us. So currently it can check availability for us, it can capture leads, it can book appointments, and it can also escalate the human being. And it is not just limited to this. So whatever action you want your bot to perform for you, this is where you're going to set it up. Now, remember I mentioned previously that I am not a coding expert. I do not type codes, I do not write code, but I actually know how to prompt. And because I know how to prompt, I'm able to tell ChatGPT, OpenAI, Cloud, Gemini, or whichever AI tool I'm using exactly what I want. Then it's able to generate a code for me, a Python script for me that I'm able to paste in my folder, and then my bot is able to have access to those tools. So same apply to our app.py. This one here is our engine. That's the engine of our bot. Now without this app.py, our bot is completely docile. It can't do anything. It can't even communicate to the internet. Now this app.py is the one that gives access, the one that engineers our bots. Without it, our bot is completely useless. Now that we have talked about this, we've built this out, let's test out our bots to see how our bot is going to respond. But before we do that, let's go ahead and delete the previous lead we have in Airtable. Now, so let's test out our bots. I'm going to put this over here so you can see when our bot starts to send a post request. So let's send our bot a message. So what I'm going to say, let's say my AC pipe is leaking. Can you see the post request coming? Did you see? This is to show that our bot is live and working perfectly. And you can see here, hi Neka, sorry to hear that. A leaking AC pipe can sometimes mean water damage risks. So let's get you sorted quickly. A couple of quick questions first. Is it actively dripping or pulling water right now, or just a bit of moisture? Is your AC still running, or did you turn it off? So I'm going to answer it's pulling water and I just turned it off. So let's wait for a response back. Can you see the post request? Can you see our bot actively working here, sending post requests? So now it has sent us back a response. Okay, got it. Thanks for turning it off. That's the right move to prevent more water damage. Good news, a leak like this qualifies for our emergency service since it's water leaking from the unit. There's a $150 emergency fee on top of the standard rate for after hours Sunday. But if it's during business hour, it's just the standard visit. Let's get you booked. Can I confirm your service address? Now tell me, does this sound robotic to you? Now this is very nice. Now you can see it didn't actually know that today is a weekday And this is something we can actually set up, but we're not going to do that now. Let's just continue our conversation. So let's give it a service address, and I want to test it to see again. So, in the previous video, I tested it with my current location, which is Abuja, and it quickly rejected my request because that is not the service area. But remember, this is a new build. So we're going to test it again to see if it's smart enough to know that that is not the service area. So I'm going to say Abuja. Now this is good. I have to stop you there. Abuja is way outside. You can see the way outside. So it has to stretch that out. So it tells me immediately that that's way outside their service area. And because Abuja is not even close to the United States, so it's way outside the service area. This is very good. Now I like this so much because it's able to still identify in this particular build that Abuja too is not also in the service location. So I'm going to apologize to my bot and say, oh, sorry, and give it a new location. I'm going to say something like the Denver area. No worries. Could you give me your full street address in Denver so I can get this booked? So now I'm just going to ask ChatGPT to give me a location in Denver. Let me copy and paste this directly in my bots. So let me just chat directly with it. So send our address. So are you seeing the post request coming in? So we've got a few windows open today. So I'll just pick 1 p.m. or let's say 10 a.m. So it has sent us a reply back. So great, 10 a.m. window is open. So it's now confirming our booking details. So NECA, yes. Phone number, yes. Address, correct. Problem, correct. Window, correct. Emergency service, correct. So let me say yes. Then when I say yes, then we'll go to Airtable to see if it logs exactly what we have on screen in Airtable. So let me say yes. Oh, I spelled that wrong, but let me see if it's able to pick up on that. It's going to go to Airtable now. Did you guys see that coming? So our name, our phone number, our address, which is correct. So let's compare that if it's got the exact address. So this 1600 Broadway, Denver, Colorado. Let's see. So you can see exactly what we have here. So they're the same thing, AC problem. Yeah, that's correct. Our time, 10 a.m. You can see the time here too as well. We check that as an emergency service and the stage is booked. So let's see if you also got the source correct. So the source is WhatsApp. Now this, I can see our bot is working very well. So that is the full setup from zero to a working AI agent. If you want this built for your business, the link is in the description. This is exactly what Pike and I built at Orchestrix, and we can help set this up for your business. In the next video, I'll be showing you exactly how to deploy this so that it runs 24/7 without your laptop. Now, so you don't miss this, subscribe to our channel so that you stay tuned and don't miss a thing. Now, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.